What have you learned most about yourself during this entire process? Because you're not shy. You left for music. You believe in the music. You found a team. You just performed at Carnegie Hall, Grammy-nominated album for Song of the Year. What have you learned about yourself?
That I can that I can do whatever comes into my mind. I mean, if you tell the Daymé that was born in that 14 people household in Santo Suarez, and that she was going to be seated here talking to you about these topics, that Daymé will say, that's impossible. How am I gonna leave? First, how am I gonna leave Cuba? Let's just start from the very beginning. That those 90 miles from Havana to Miami has many deaf people inside. Like, people don't know how to leave the island. So first of all, how am I gonna leave the island? Second, how people are gonna hear me out there if I am from a country that doesn't even have internet. That's the Daymé that is talking to you. So every single time I reach something, I realize that there is not limitations.
Oh my gracious.
Even back in high school, Jennifer inspired more than
Cambié la imagen por vender discos.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Growing Up Latina. I am your host, Ali V. And as you can see, we switched up our sala vibes, which I did tell you guys that we were going to switch up the sala. So we are at Launchpad Studio, and I'm so excited because look at this set. I'm so hyped. Anywho, let's get into the interview. Today we have the one and only Daymé Arocena.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming on the show. So
It's a pleasure.
you said you're leaving tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
Oh my God. So wait, what brings you to New York?
I mean, originally I was leaving today.
Okay, what brings you over here?
I came to make a concert that was part of a procession, like a spiritual procession that was made and hosted by Carnegie Hall, a citywide series. So basically,
Was this your first time at Carnegie Hall?
Yes.
How was that?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you get like nervous anymore to perform live, or is this like, are you already used to this right now?
I just get nervous if there is an unusual situation.
What's an unusual situation for you?
Once I had to perform, it was actually here in New York like 3 months ago. I had to perform just by myself, playing piano, and they brought, it was like a really important showcase, and they brought a piano without the pedal,
So how are you?
without the like the proper, I don't know how to say that in English, but
You can say it in Spanish.
La base.
Yeah.
So they didn't bring the la base, and
The
they
bass
didn't bring
and the pedal, the full pedal.
So I was like, what am I gonna do in front of all of these important industry people
Yeah.
without? I mean, I not even have a band or anything. It's just me with a piano, and the piano is not even complete. So
Yeah.
it was really scary, and I remember washing my hands, and I will see them right, but inside I felt like they
You were
were
trembling?
Yes, literally.
Oh my God.
I need to work out was really good, and when I finished the performance, and I saw people's reaction, and I got like standing ovation after that,
Love that.
and I run away
Why?
I didn't want to, I don't know, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
So many people after that I have seen in different venues or anything, people from the industry, they tell me, "You're the girl without the pedal. I remember you." Because I mentioned and I said, "Hey guys, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm trying. I'm gonna try to play the piano without the pedal. Let's see how it goes."
And you just did it.
And I just did it. So for many musicians that were there, it was like, how did you do that? Like, wow, that was crazy. It was amazing. But that was the last time I got really, really, really nervous. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's get into how you got started. Did anyone in your family, like, were there singers or any like musical, anybody in your family? Did anybody play instruments? Because you don't only just sing. That's the thing with you. Like, you actually, I saw your Tiny Desk performance and you use everything. Like, it's not your voice that's the only instrument that you are using.
No, but the thing is that I grew up in a house that we were too many. We were 14 people in a
Big family. Where were you born?
Havana, Cuba.
Cuba. Okay.
So that wasn't the number of my family. My family is huge, but in the household, in my household, we were 14.
Oh wow.
In a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. So I remember my first memories are my aunts and my cousins and my uncles, all of that, playing rumba on top of anything. So they didn't need a musical instrument. For them, this was a music instrument, or this was a music instrument. So for them, making music was now I understand that they had to do so because it was a healing process for them. But at the same time, that was like daily, like every single day, they will sing, dance, make noise, make music, even though they weren't professional musicians.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, growing up, just like envisioning this household, because I'm trying to envision this. So 14 people in a house, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Like, what was that in and out? Like, what was that interaction with your family? And then when did you even find the power of your voice? Like, where you actually knew, hey, I got something here?
I believe they found it for me because basically I was the only kid in the house.
Okay.
So I got a lot of attention, right? At the time, I was the only kid of my mom and my dad, but also my mom's cousins. They didn't have kids, so I was the only child.
Okay.
And they noticed that I had like a gift to sing, to make music, to create things since I was so young. So they decided to take care of that, basically.
Right.
So there is no memories of myself without making music and having the commitment that was my mission. Like, I never took the decision that I wanted to be a musician. I was born that way, and they identified it. So my earliest memories are already studying music or making music, focused on music.
Right. But how did this turn into a career for you? Because it's one thing to just like know that you have this gift and you're just doing it, hey, kind of playing around, but like now you're starting to take this serious. At what age did that happen?
The thing is that in Cuba, the education system is different than the rest of the world, probably.
Yes.
So basically, if you got talent to study, to play music, you have to apply for the music school when you are 8 years old.
Okay.
So you are already studying your profession since you are a kid.
Okay.
Yes. So it's not like it's actually a weird system because a kid at their 8 years old doesn't know what it really wants. But
Right.
honestly, for many people in poverty, music and sports is like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like when they see that they have a kid with talent for music or for sports, they put all their
Attention on
attention on
Yeah.
that, because they say, hey, if I take care of this, if I make it shine, we might be able to escape this situation. So since I was a kid, I actually had that pressure from my
Right.
family, in a very good way. Honestly, I mean, they sometimes they got so nervous, I have to say, but
Yeah.
I had the pressure, the good pressure of my family, paying all they had to do, they will do for me to get there, to get the success, because I was the hope for them to get out of poverty, basically.
Right. Educate me on like Cuba's system, because you did say like Cuba has their own system, and I know for a long time, as long as I can remember, Celia Cruz was actually, her music was banned from Cuba.
Yes.
So what is
Mine
like,
too.
your music was also banned? But what is it? Why are they banning the music? Like, what is it that they do not agree with? Like, educate me on that.
That's the way dictatorships works.
Okay.
So basically, is you can't be free. You
Right.
can't say what you think. It's not like
So it's
that.
not even the type of music. It's
No,
just
no.
it's just they don't want you to actually be like this megastar. Is that correct? Or like
It's more than that. It's a system that tries to control absolutely everything,
okay.
because this is the thing with communism. There is no way for us to be equal. We are different people, and each person has a light, right? So the thing with communism is that they sell you the idea that we all deserve the same rights, which is true, but also that we are all equal, which is not true.
Right.
Which means that if you place everybody in the same level in life, you're making everybody poor. You're not allowing people that might be a genius to be a genius. You're not allowing people that might like to grow food to grow food.
Right.
You're not allowing people to produce. You're not allowing people to create.
Right,
You
right.
are saying you have to be
This-
exactly
it's
like
either
the
this
other
or
person.
nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, people with bright ideas will always find a hard place in a communist country,
Right.
and there is no legal way to fight the system. There is not legal way to actually make an demonstration to say what you think or anything. So yeah, that's the reason why they have been in power for 65 years now. It's being impossible for the Cuban society to take them away, because they don't allow any, I don't know, the different political parties, or that's not allowed. So
Okay.
everybody have to think the same way. Everybody has to act the same way. And that's probably the main difference.
So when your music gets banned, what goes on in your mind? Do you feel
I feel extremely proud.
you feel proud? So what do you do? So you just like, I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm just gonna get up and leave, and I'll
mean,
make my way. Like I'm just wondering, like from the time that your music gets banned.
I mean, at the very beginning when I left Cuba and I realized that they were abandoning me.
Y
It was scary.
puede hablar español si tú
Un
quieres.
poquito.
Sí, sí.
I mean, at the very beginning it was scary, but it's not anymore. Now it's fun.
It's fun.
It's so much fun. Now it means that I'm bigger than I actually see myself. Because if they are making all of that, it's because they don't want people to see what's going on with me.
Right.
For example, I am probably there is no many in the history of Latin Grammy. There is not a lot. There is not a big list for Cuban people, especially because the differences between systems.
Right.
That Cubans that get Grammy no nominations or anything like that. So I just got a Grammy nomination
Talk about it. Yes.
for Song of the Year, which
Yes.
is one of the main categories. It's not, I mean, I respect every single category, but it's like
That's a big deal.
that's the big deal.
Yeah.
And they said, I mean, they are the owners and they control all the press and the media in Cuba. So they said in Cuba, they said, many Cuban artists are nominated this year. They didn't mention me, and they said in this category, like best song category, Shakira and Karol G are nominated.
And they never mention your name, even though you was nominated for the Grammy.
The first name when you see Song of the Year, the absolutely first name is mine, Daymé Arocena, and they didn't mention it.
So how do you feel?
I mean-
like, how do you? I would be crushed. Like, do you like at that point? Do you get vocal about it? Do you go on your Instagram and say something?
I mean, I just laughed a lot when I read that. I mean, I don't check on Cuban press or media,
Right.
but because many people check on me and what I do and things like that, people started sending me that on social media. Like, Daymé, did you see how they didn't actually other, I don't know, Miami medias and all of that talk about that. Like, they made
Right.
statements like, did you see that? Like, they just didn't mention her. Which,
Well, I also think too is like everywhere you go, you are saying, right, like I'm Cuban, right? Like you're proud of that. But then it's almost like, are they proud of you?
but Cuba,
You know, like
but Cuba is not the dictatorship. Being
right.
Cuban is not being that.
I see
people.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm totally proud to be who I am. Being Cuban, there is a lot of things to celebrate
Right.
for being a Cuban, especially me as an African descendant woman that defend a lot my African descendancy. Cuba is the biggest island of the Caribbean, so maybe if I was born in a different island, I wouldn't get the musical information that I got, because Cuba got so much music from Africa. So that's the reason why we have so much rhythm.
Yes.
So that's part of my, that's part of my heritage. That's part of the things that I will take home every single day. Like, I'm Cuban. Look at my music. Look at the way I can compose, I can sing, I can write, I can understand rhythm. Just in the musical side, being Cuban is a gift.
It is.
So of course I'm gonna be proud to be a Cuban person.
I read somewhere that oftentimes people would compare you to Celia Cruz.
They do that all the time.
They
but,
do it all the time.
But honestly, I believe they do that because people are superficial. I love Celia so much.
But you didn't even hear her music at the time, right? Like when they
No.
were comparing you, you were like,
No,
who?
I didn't even, because she was banned
she was
in
banned,
Cuba.
right.
So I didn't even get influence from her because I never got access to it, to her music or anything. But also I'm a singer-songwriter. So what I do is mainly singing my own songs. So the songs I sing are songs I write.
Right.
That's first. And second, I'm coming from the jazz scene. And Celia was coming from the salsa scene.
Yes.
So it's two different music styles that they don't, I mean, of course they have many connections because they are coming from the same place. But I believe people are kind of superficial when they compare me with Celia musically. But I understand that people, what they are trying to do is to find a reference.
Right.
They are trying to say, okay, I found a reference back. We need a Cuban star. We are looking for that Cuban star. Let's find that Cuban star.
Yes.
And they are gonna look for that connection. And don't get me wrong, I feel extremely honored when people relate me to her.
Right.
Because she's the queen.
Yeah, she's
The absolute queen.
icon.
I just
Like icon.
yeah, I just feel like we have totally different words, and I just want to be the next Daymé Arocena.
Yes. But do you feel that pressure, like people just even comparing you to Celia, like that must it's like, you know, like they compare Beyonce to Michael Jackson. That's like, you know, it's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure. So
yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes.
you feel pressure.
So but not for people's expectations. I feel pressure for it's myself putting pressure
Right.
on
Right.
things. Because I grew up in this environment where I never thought that I deserved things because my talent. And this is something that this is the
Well,
first
that's interesting though.
this is the first interview I'm giving after this recent Latin Grammy nomination. And the day I got that they told me, I didn't feel happy, and I felt tired, extremely tired.
Well, what made you tired?
Yeah, so I remember that I felt that I couldn't even stand up. I was like,
You were drained. Like
Yeah,
almost like
like-
drained.
yeah, exactly that, like desplomada, like when your body's like.
Yeah.
So I called my therapist and I asked her, why am I not happy? Why I feel this way?
Like one of the greatest moments of your life. You find out you're Grammy nominated and
Yeah.
yet you're not happy about it. What did your therapist say?
She said to me, let's go back to your childhood. Let's talk about that. So she said to me, well, this is what happened to you. Tell me something that was so hard for you to process musically when you were a kid. And I said, when I got into the music school, I already told you that you apply when you are
When you're
8 years.
eight.
Yeah, so I got in the school and I started studying when I was 10. So the specialty I studied was choir conducting.
Okay.
So the first year, what you do is just singing, because you have to learn how to sing properly in order to make other people sing, right? So the first exam I had, I can hear my voice and I know the power of my voice and I know my talent. But I did my exam and I was the student with the worst
Like grades?
is that
You did the exam, so you
Yeah.
was the student with the best grades or the worst grades?
I was the worst.
The worst. Okay.
So basically, my classmates, they sang what they sang, and they got the maximum, or they got
Right.
almost the maximum, and I got the worst note, like the worst. See, puntuación. That. And I remember that I ran to a garden in the school, and I cried. First, I hid it from everybody. Second, I cried so much, so much, so much. I didn't want anybody to see me. But now, as an adult, I understand that I was disappointed because I heard my voice, I heard what I sang, and I saw the rest of the students, and they didn't sing like me. Like I could identify my talent, and I was like, why am I being the worst here?
Right.
So that day I understood that I couldn't imagine that I can that I deserve things because I'm talented. That people are gonna be, wow, Daymé, you are so talented. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you. That day I understood that many people get scared of my talent. Many people with power want to hide my talent. Many people also will make it my life harder because they feel unconfident when they are close to my talent. So that was the very, very, very beginning of my career as a singer, because that was my first exam as a singer in the music school. Since that moment, I have been facing these issues, people with power saying to me, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve it, or this is not for you, or you are really good, you are so talented, but you're not gonna get it. So people letting you down all the time and trying to cut your wings off.
Right.
So when I make an album, which is it's a creative process that you put so much of your soul in
Into
it.
it, yeah.
I try to protect myself a lot from people's opinions. And basically, a Grammy is people's opinions, like the highest opinions possible of people. So I don't expect people to allow me to shine
Right.
in many circumstances. Sometimes I get close to people that they think that why did she get this talent? That talent should be for a woman taller, for a woman more skinny, for a woman lighter. But why her? Why she can write so many songs? Why she can sing that way? We need all that talent in a different person. So I wasn't expecting anything from Grammys at all. My team decided to submit the music, but I wasn't expecting anything. So when I got the information, when they told me that I was nominated for such a category,
Song of the Year.
I felt like out of breath.
Right.
And my therapist said to me, imagine that you are pushing a wall, that you're pushing so hard, that you have been pushing a wall for 20 years, pushing. The day that wall falls, you fall with it. So what happened to you is that you were pushing so hard that in the moment that the wall finally fall apart, you fall apart with it.
Yeah.
And now it takes time for you to recover, to understand that this is a resource of tools that you got. These are new tools you got because now you got to fight that war and you won, let's say.
Right.
But at the same time, after that war, there is many things to discover now. You have to be ready for that because it's a totally different monster. And as a Cuban, you never expect to be not nominated at all. I'm a Cuban from Cuba, born and raised in Cuba. Like I'm not Camila Cabello. I'm not Gloria Estefan. People that were born in Cuba, but they grew up in the States with the system and the industry, and they work their way up inside the industry.
Right.
I'm like an alien, for real. I'm an alien already made up, already grow up. So many people say you're not gonna get into the industry at your 30s. You're gonna, if you're not in your early 20s, there is not space for you in the industry. Many people tell you that. So also as an immigrant, like you immigrated, you don't have family with you, you don't have anything. How are you gonna fight the industry with no money, no resources, no nothing?
And what is your answer to that? When you're hearing these things and everybody's telling you all the disadvantages that you have?
I trust so much music.
Okay.
I believe in music. I hear music the way when people watch me listening to music, people think I'm crazy.
How do you listen to music?
I don't care. If it makes me dance, I dance. If it makes me cry, I cry. In front of anybody, I don't mind. So sometimes I'm in an aircraft, in the airplane, and I'm listening to music, and I'm vibing, and I start crying, and people beside me are like,
is she okay?
Is she okay? But that's the way I listen to it. I believe in music. I believe I am an instrument of the music.
Right. So did you believe in music first, or did you believe in yourself first?
I believe in music first.
You believe in music first.
I believe in music more than I believe in myself. So, but
why is that? Like, because at some point there has to be something that says, no, I could do this, I could make it.
The thing is that I find every single answer in music.
Okay.
When I don't know what to do with myself. Do you remember I told you the day that I had to play piano with no pedal? That same day, my manager, she got so nervous. She was more nervous than me.
Yes.
Because it was such an important opportunity, and I was so vulnerable the way I was going to be presented without a band in these circumstances. So she, at some point, she was stressed out, and when I saw her that way, we were in the Google office, main office here in New York. There was a moment that she was really mad, and I started feeling so nervous. And what I did, I took my shoes off, and I sat in a couch, and I put my headphones, and I put a playlist, and I started listening to music, and I cried a lot listening to music. In the meantime, when they said, it's your moment to sing, I was ready to perform. And I was ready to put my soul there. And that's why I got probably the standing ovation that day. It was because I was healed already through music. So the moments that I don't even believe in myself, the moments that I don't even know what to do, that I get scared, all I have to do is to listen to music.
That's your outlet. Talk to me about 2019. So you leave Cuba and you come here to the States.
No.
Where do you go?
Canada.
You go to Canada.
Yes.
Why Canada?
Was the only choice I had, the
Okay.
only visa I had available to go.
Okay. So,
Actually, that visa was going to expire in 3 days.
so you were like,
I just arrived 3 days before my visa expired.
wow. And you left. What was the sole purpose of you leaving? To pursue.
That was enough for me.
Okay.
Cuba.
So you leave by yourself? Like, who do you have around you?
Oh, I left with my husband.
Okay.
And that, as I said, that was the only visa we had.
Okay. So now what happens in Canada? Are you still pursuing music? Like, what does that look like now in Canada?
I have never made anything else that is not music, and I feel so lucky for that.
Okay.
Because even though I left Cuba, I had no family wealth or resources or anything. I had to leave the pandemic in that
that's what I was gonna-
specific
yeah.
circumstances. I started getting gigs that will pay me $10,000 to sing in front of a camera in the middle of the pandemic. So I was able to make some money,
Yeah.
to keep in place my
pandemic worked out for you.
finances. Yeah.
Okay. And then you said also in a past interview that you started a new life, but you started it twice. What does that mean?
When you leave your home, when you leave your family, that's starting a new life for sure. Also, some people say to me, "Oh yes, it's like when I moved to, I don't know, from Puerto Rico to New York." And I always say, "That's not being an immigrant, and that's not even that's way far away to be an exile, which is what I am."
Right.
I don't have the choice to go back. So
You got to keep pushing it forward. Now,
It's-
how do you find a team during this time? Like, how do you know who to work with? Or did your team find you? Like, how does that go down?
my mom said to me once, sing absolutely every single time you can, and everything is gonna be fine. You're gonna find people around you, and that's the way I have find my tribe, my family, my people, my team. It's just by singing. But if I'm not picky. Other artists, for example, in my position that day with the piano, will say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna sing that way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna expose myself that way." For me, it's like I believe in music and I believe in myself. So I'm just gonna go and sing. That's me, and that's how I have found people in my way to put their resources on what they have to help me. The album I did, that got this nomination and everything, was made for a producer that is a 28 times Grammy winner.
Jeez.
And I didn't pay him for working in that album. All he said to me was, "Come to Puerto Rico and you will have a house to live and a studio to work." And after I moved to Puerto Rico to record the album, his manager said, "I want to help you." And his manager became my manager. So that's been my life the whole time. Like, people around, people that say, "Wow, I want to be part of your journey. I want to help. This is what I have. This is what I can offer you.
Yeah.
Let's see if we connect, if we click."
What have you learned most about yourself during this entire process? Because you're not shy. You left for music. You believe in the music. You found a team. You just performed at Carnegie Hall, Grammy-nominated album for Song of the Year. What have you learned about yourself?
That I can do whatever comes into my mind. I mean, if you tell the Daymé that was born in that 14 people household in Santo Suarez, and that she was going to be seated here talking to you about these topics, that Daymé will say, that's impossible. How am I gonna leave? First, how am I gonna leave Cuba? Let's just start from the very beginning. That those 90 miles from Havana to Miami has many deaf people inside. Like, people don't know how to leave the island. So first of all, how am I gonna leave the island? Second, how people are gonna hear me out there if I am from a country that doesn't even have internet? That's the Daymé that is talking to you. So every single time I reach something, I realize that there is not limits. Limitations is just inside our brain. But at the same time, I have been someone that I have been called many times as a crazy person. Oh, she's crazy. Leave her alone. She's crazy. That's not gonna happen. For example, when I started singing jazz in Cuba, people will tell me, why? Sing salsa, sing boleros, sing something that people understand. This is Cuba. And I will be like, no, that's the music I want to sing.
Yeah.
And then when I got a little bit of, there was at the age of 15. But then when I was 19, that I said, okay, enough of jazz standards. I want to sing my songs.
Yes.
People will say, why? Just sing jazz standards. It's the way it is. Sarah Vaughan, Nina, no, not Hina, but Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, that's all they did, singing jazz standards. And I was like, I don't care. I want to sing my songs. So every single time that people tell me, I'm crazy, oh, that's too much, that's too difficult, that's not, why are you going to leave Cuba? You are rich in Cuba. There was a moment in Cuba that I wasn't even 25 years old. And I had 3 houses in Cuba. I had a car, which is like having a private jet in Cuba. Probably I was the only black young woman in the whole island with a car owned by herself that she bought, basically. So people will tell me, why are you leaving Cuba?
Like, you have everything here.
You have everything.
Yeah.
And so people always call me, name me. I said, she's crazy. That what she's doing, that's a craziness. Or then I moved to Canada, and after 3 years, I said, I'm leaving Canada. I'm going to Puerto Rico to make an album. And many people around me said, are you crazy? You are in the middle of a migratory process. You're going to lose the process. You're going to start a game. You're going to start a new immigration process in a different country after 3 years.
That you already went through it.
Are you crazy? Many people said that to me. And I was like, no, I just follow what music tells me I have to do. Like every single, I hear the voice of music telling me, go this way, move this way, now it's this way. And I don't mind what I have to put aside to follow its leads. That's why I said to you, the way I see music and the way I believe in music, for many people will be like a craziness.
It's different. Like, you found a voice within it. But what about the person who is wanting to pursue this and may not be taking that risk, but they want to take the risk? And maybe they don't hear music the way you hear music.
My therapist said to me once, everybody has dreams, but not everybody is ready to pay for their dreams. I don't mind paying for my dreams. I don't care. I'm a dreamer. And if that's what I want, what's the price? The price is leaving my homeland, my family, my properties, my money, my status for following a dream.
You would do it all again?
So I believe many people that have big dreams not always are willing to pay for those big dreams because everything comes with a price. People want to take risk, and if you are not willing to take risk, don't expect too much.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you envision now? Because I mean, now you so you did the Alkemi, and that just everybody loved that project. So now, what happens now? What's up next for you?
I've been this whole year that looks for me it's like December already. Like
You already got everything.
I'm
done.
tired.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good for the year.
Yeah. But I just wrote a report that 19 already finished songs collaborating with other artists that I just did this year. So it's not even the music that I write myself, it's music collaborating with other artists, which I never did before. I did 5 albums just by myself, just like singing my ideas.
Yeah.
So I never thought about, I mean, it's also an industry thing to collaborate, but honestly, once I started a little bit in the game, people asking me, would you like to go to the studio with this artist or this artist? And I would say yes.
Yeah.
So I have written already many songs with many people. And
Have you wrote for others?
yes.
How does that feel, like letting something go that you worked on? You know, this is like your song, but you're letting it go out.
It's different because when you just get a call to go to the studio, in Spanish we will say es más bien oficio. Es algo con lo que ya tú estás familiarizado. O sea, you have the craft.
Yeah.
But when I put a song together, for example, the song that is nominated, I wrote it when I was 19 years old. And I just
it
released
aged.
it
Yeah.
in my 30s. So my songs are too personal. It takes time for me
Yeah.
to say, okay, I'm ready. Sometimes no. Sometimes there are songs that I can write today and can be my next album tomorrow. But many songs is like, for me, it's like, it needs time. I need time because putting a song out there is exposing my soul a little bit. So those songs that I wrote for myself, and I will continue writing, that tells exactly things that happens in my life. I have never give that to other people.
Yeah. Those are for you.
Those are for me.
She's like, I don't care if it's in the tuck for 10 years.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
my song.
I don't care. But music that you just go to the studio to prepare. So the future, basically, for me, I would like to see what's going on with all of these collaborations that are different, because I have collaborated from people that are coming more from, I don't know, Colombian, folkloric upbringing. But I have collaborated with reggaeton people, and I have collaborated with people that are like folk singing from Mexico. So now I see my music also more globally than I used to be. So that's the future for me. I see it that way now.
I love this for you. I can't wait to see what you have coming up next. Also, your videos, chef's kiss.
Sorry?
Your videos, I love them. I love your videos. I think visually, like, it matches the song, which is really nice. And it also kind of speaks to how you are visualizing this music. and just bringing it to life.
Yeah, I'm picky with my videos.
I can tell.
See, because when I decide the song, let's make a video, I already know what I want to see in the video, but because I know the story I want to tell. So directors that have worked with me already, they know Daymé is gonna come with the script of what she wants.
Yeah, because you see it.
yeah.
And your thoughts are very specific towards
Yes,
it. You
exactly.
can tell. I can definitely tell. Like you had your hands in that, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to get into some rapid fire. These are going to go quick. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Tell me you're Latina without telling me you're Latina.
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 Because when you say that, I solo pienso, hacer que volar. That's pretty Cuban, like Latina. This is something.
Tell me.
I believe all Latinos eat sweet plantains.
Yes. Yes. Are you a maduros girl or are you
Maduros?
tostones?
No, sweet. I'm a sweet woman.
Okay, she's like, didn't I say sweet plantains? Okay, so maduros.
Maduros.
Love it.
Sí.
What is this chapter of your life called?
Alkemi.
Love that. Love that. What is something you would want to work on that you haven't already?
I wanna be a model.
Yes.
See, a fashion model.
Yes.
Yeah. I can explain you later why. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I love it.
So some 2025 plans, you're going to be a model?
I wish.
We're going to manifest. What's your favorite Latin dish?
Yeah.
What? Why are you?
No.
Do you cook, by the way? You do. Okay, so what do you like to cook?
Yeah. It's hard to say my favorite. but
Yeah.
Vaca frita, man.
What's baca?
Vaca frita.
What is that?
It's like beef, but after you boil it and it's soft, you fry it.
Okay.
It's like you fry it with onions and
All the seasoning.
peppers.
Yeah.
So it's soft, but it's chewy, but it's many flavors.
Okay.
With congri and Cuban tamales and plantains and
Okay.
pretty Latina,
Okay. If you had an opportunity to have the Last Supper with 3 Latinas, dead or alive, who would they be?
Ooh. Okay. Number one it will be definitely number one and number two. They will be both definitely Cubans.
Okay.
One of them is Celia Cruz, of course. I would like to understand that woman, to sit with her, to sing, to talk, to give her a hug,
Yeah.
basically. The other woman is La Lupe, which
Yes. Oh my God.
is-
I love La Lupe. She's a one of one.
Yes.
I've never she's amazing.
I have so many questions for La Lupe.
Yeah.
I wish I could have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah. She's amazing. Yeah. She is.
And the third one is a woman that my grandma will say that I got her spirit in my body when I was 5 years old, because I got crazy about her, and it's Selena Quintanilla.
Yes. Oh man.
Don't ask me why. I just remember being a 5-year-old kid singing as crazy, repeating Selena's song 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 times. Other again. So
La
Celi-
Lupe,
Selena
Celia Cruz, and
and
Selena.
Selena, sí.
Love that. Love that. Finish this sentence. Growing up Latina is
Growing with con Sandunga.
I feel like I am gonna ask you one last question, only if you feel like inclined to do it, but I have to.
Yes.
Can you just sing a little?
Oh.
Just a little,
with
just a
my-
teeny tiny.
with my sleepy voice now. Okay, let me think.
It could be a little 5 seconds for us. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. I'm gonna sing. Let me think about
No pressure.
Alkemi.
No pressure.
Alkemi's songs. Okay, I'm gonna honor the song that I wrote with Vicente Garcia. It says, me enamoras con tu luz, con lo dulce de tu voz, provocando un descontrol, un amor, desnudando esta pasión. Me seduce imaginar el vapor de tu humedad que me excite sin tocar, que atravesando el umbral vuelve a mi corazón. Oh, 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 a mi corazón.
Yes. Daymé Arocena, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Let everybody know where they could find you. Shout out your social media and all that great stuff.
Oh yes, guys, follow me on social media and all the platforms.
Yes.
I always say there is no many people named Daymé.
Yes.
That's a creation of my parents. So it's just 5 letters, Dayme.
Yes.
Daymé Arocena. I know Arocena might be more complicated, but if you write Daymé
Everything's
that's
gonna
enough.
pop up.
That's enough.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.